Hi, Mr. Lemaster here. Let's start with the question. Use the marking tool to identify the two sentences that contain personification. So let's start with the word personification. Personification is when inanimate objects are given human-like characteristics, like a trash can can smile or burp. A rock can shrug its shoulders or cry. Rocks and trash cans can't do the things that humans can. They're inanimate. They can't move. We cannot personify animals. It's an important point. Animals already have characteristics like humans. They can kind of make facial expressions. They blink. They can burp. So we can't personify animals, but we can personify, or authors can personify, objects that don't move. Again, like a rock or a chair. All right. So what we're looking for is where the author takes something and personifies it. Now, the other thing you can personify beyond an object is like an idea. So you can personify an idea. You can give kind of like love teeth, if you will, or you can give loyalty, the ability to maybe love. And loyalty can't love. And, that's just where you take an idea and you're adding those human-like characteristics to it. So as we go through, and just to kind of speed up a little bit, there are two places where you could say, okay, this could be personification. In this paragraph here, but somehow I know we're going to make it. Struggle is not this inhuman force that chooses its victims sporadically. So you might think, okay, this might be personification because this is the idea you're talking about, struggle, right? This is the concept of struggle. And this author is talking about inhuman force that chooses its victims sporadically. But she's talking about this struggle as a force right now. And so I'm going to show you another example that I think is a bit more like personification. Struggle is the most human force on this planet because we all face it. So she's not necessarily giving it human-like characteristics right now. So let's go ahead and see what she does in the next paragraph. In fact, I am so confident that we're going to change the world that struggle should simply give up on us. Now that's interesting. So giving this idea that struggle is giving up, like it's somehow moving or headed in a direction. And she's saying struggle should just give up. And then she says struggle should simply melt into the shadows of our success. Well, struggle, number one, doesn't have any physical form, and allowing it to melt or to change shape is also kind of interesting. So I think what she's doing here is using personification in these two lines. And so what we want to do is we want to go back and make sure we understand the question, identify the two sentences that contain personification. So I'm going to go ahead and lock these two sentences in because these are the two sentences that have personification. And remember, personification is when an inanimate object or maybe an idea is given like these human characteristics or the ability to move or change form. And so the difference between this one here and maybe the above one, struggle is not this inhuman force. She's talking about this force, and it can be a force. It could be something that we struggle with emotionally. It could be something that we're struggling with even physically. Struggles can be a force. But when she starts talking about them as giving up on us, now this struggle has its own personality, and now it's actually doing something. So it's going to give up on us, and then in the end, it's going to melt in our shadow, I think is interesting. So these two lines here contain the personification.